Hello and welcome to another tutorial in Maya. Today what we're going to do is take a look at how to create a chrome or somewhat shiny type surface on a logo or an object, a geometry, anything you want. Just be aware it's a logo I'm dealing with here. And what you can see here is that we've got kind of some nice specular and some different stuff happening on the metal. It's kind of shiny and reflective, and it's sort of picking up some colors of the plane that I have down here. And what I've done is just animated this to do a looping 360 basically. So this could be used as a bumper in between material, or produced by whatever. Could be part of a video, whatever. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. Let's go back to the beginning. I'm going to do a quick scene breakdown here for you and show you what's happening in here. Basically what I've done is I've attached a envelope ball, which is this right here, to create that kind of effect. It basically creates a reflection in an environment. So anyway, just to show you kind of what we're up to, we're going to get there soon. So what you can see here is that I've got some noise going on here that's attached to the envelope ball, and it's basically being projected onto this blend that I've attached to the surface. So we'll show you how to break this down and how to set this up and get it going. For the time being though, let's come over here and check out your render settings. And I'm going to be rendering this in Maya Hardware. So if you go to your Maya Hardware option right there, make sure Maya Hardware is on. And I've set my preset on quality to production quality. And that kind of gives me a pretty good render. So anyway, this is just something to be aware of. And over here I'm under high quality rendering, and I also have my texturing and my lights turned on. I do have a light in this scene, and I'll back up. There's my light right up there. I created a plane and just assigned it a simple blue Lambert. So that's all that's going on here. So really the magic is in the settings of this envelope ball and the noise that we applied to it. So let's get started. I'm gonna bring up the let's get our hypershade here, and I'm basically going to just reassign this right here. I'm just going to give that its existing material. So right click, come down to existing material, and I'll just go back to the Lambert 1 that it started with. And I'm going to basically, in the hypershade over here, I'm going to select all of this stuff and I'm going to delete it because we're going to recreate this. So now I'm back to square one, which is cool. And let's take a look at getting this started. So the first thing we want to do is just select our object by clicking on it, and then right mouse click and come down to assign existing material, or assigning new material, and come on up here to the blend and then let go, and that assigned a blend to that surface. Now as you can see, the blend has some natural reflectivity, but not kind of what we're looking for. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to come down to the reflected color of this blend. Alright, and you can usually find that in your drop down underneath specular shading, and we're going to go to the reflected color. So I'm going to get that up there. Let's choose reflected color and go ahead and click on that checkerboard. That'll bring up your render node window, and what we want to do is we want to assign that the environment ball, which is down here under environment textures. So I'll go ahead and click environment ball, and now what we want to do is we want to assign an image, or basically some noise in this case, to that environment ball. So I'll go ahead and click on that checkerboard, and let's come up here into our 2Ds. Make sure you're in your 2D and go ahead and grab some noise. Click on that. Okay, that just assigned it some noise. And now what we want to do is let's come down here into our hypershade again, and you can see the startings of what's happening here. I'm going to click on this blend, my blend that I just created. I'm going to click on that and then right mouse click and come down and just graph network. That'll kind of straighten things out for you and show you what's going on here. Great. Now that we have that, what we want to do is I'm going to just double click this blend to make sure we're in the blend properties over here, and we're going to scroll down here And what we're after here is the hardware texturing, okay? And what we want to do is we want to change the textured channel from none over to reflected color right down here. Go ahead and hit reflected color. And that's pretty much it. Now, take a look at what happens on this over here. It picked up those properties, and if I hit play, I have my animation set for 200 frames, so you could probably set yours for the same. And now I have that nice kind of shiny reflective surface on there, and that looks pretty cool. So this is the basic start of it, and that'll get you kind of where you need to go, to start. And that's looking pretty cool. So now we have all sorts of options we can change up once we've created this network. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to roll back here to the beginning of the animation, and let's take a look at a couple of things. Let's go on to the blend, and we'll come up to the top, and you can sort of start messing around with this the way you normally would, with any kind of material you assign. So in this case, the color is just a gray color, and if I switch that color up, you'll notice it'll get brighter or it'll get darker. You can kind of play around with the different settings there. That's one. You can alter its transparency and make it really transparent if you want. For the most part, I'm just going to leave this as regular, no transparency. And you'll notice that down here we have a specular shading. You can try changing your specular shading a little bit, the color. In this case, I have a blue Lambert assigned down here to this plane, and if I want this to pick up a little bit of that, or at least make it appear that it's picking up a little bit of that, I can come on in here into my specular color and maybe change that down to a blue. Let's see, we'll kind of match up that blue, and you can see where it kind of picks up that color. So I'll just go ahead and say that's good for now, and then maybe take a roll around, and you can see where that blue is sort of being reflected within there. So that's cool. All right, so there we go. That's one option to deal with. Now I'm going to roll back here. You can kind of play around with some of these other controls in here in your blend, and you can mess around with that. There's no end to probably what you can do with these. You can change your reflectivity. Actually, no, you can't on there. I take that back. So anyway, let's take a look at something else. Let's click on this envelope ball, and this basically gives us some parameters for the environment ball, which for the most part we'll be leaving kind of normal for the moment. But let's take a look at a couple of things over here in the hypershade. First, if I click on the double noise, I'm going to double click noise 3 here, or my noise. It might be noise 1 for you. But now you can see where I have some different things I can play around with the noise, the way that this is appearing. So I'm going to move my hypershade out of the way, and as you can see, you can change your threshold of your noise, and that's going to make apparent differences over here. You can play around with your amplitude, and all of those are going to give you different looks. You could go ahead and each time you make a change, you might want to do a render. For the moment, though, I'm not really concerned with doing a render. I'm going to just choose my tumble tool up here and sort of move around the scene there, and you can see where that's what we have now. Our noise type is kind of cool. It's set to billow. You can switch this up to different ones. You can go to like a wave, and that'll switch kind of the pattern on here to a wave type noise where it may be less obtrusive. You might be going for something really subtle, so you could use a wave. You could also use a space-time. That'll switch things up a little bit. And each one of these noise textures, so to speak, or noise types, will give you just a little bit different type of reflectivity. So once again, it's a lot of rendering. You'll be using your render view quite a bit. I'll go ahead and do a render right now, and you'll notice that it says down here baked textures are being reevaluated. When you're on hardware texturing, it basically keeps calculating what the reflectivity is of this, and it bakes it on the surface, I guess, so to speak. So anyway, you'll be doing a lot of rendering, but the end result is that you'll be able to kind of get this reflective kind of surface, which is super cool. So you can play around with that, play around with all of your stuff here. Now let's take a look at how to do something other than use this color. I'm going to click on here and just sort of straighten out and come back there. What we can do is we can go back and duplicate this shader that we used for here, and we'll try that out real quick, see if we can make it happen. So I'm going to come over here into the hypershade, and basically I'm going to go to graph, clear graph. That'll give me a clean work area down here. And now what I want to do is I want to click on this blend 6, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to edit, and then we're going to duplicate that shading network. All right, so now in our work area down here I have kind of those nodes, right? So let's come here to our blend 7, which is our duplicate, or for you it might be blend 2, and just graph that network. So I'll right click on there and then graph the network, and that gives me kind of some controls to look at here. It's a duplicate of blend 6. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to double click on your noise 4 or noise 2 in your case maybe, and let's look at this under here, and we're going to come down to color balance again, and we're going to click the color offset right here, our color offset, and let's choose a color. I'm going to say let's just go something extreme. I'll go up here and kind of go into my oranges. Maybe a brighter orange, and I'll go ahead and hit accept. Okay, and now what we want to do is we're going to click this color gain and kind of set it at a darker orange than what we have there. So maybe I'll come into here, maybe like right into there, and I'll go ahead and hit accept. Okay, so now I have basically a if I come over here, I'll have this blend 7 or blend 2 in your case. So if I click onto the object or a object in here, let me see if I can just choose this. Now I'm gonna have to choose a face. If I choose a face, and let's say that I choose this face right here, see if you can see that. I've chosen that face, and I'm gonna come in here and assign an existing material, and in this case it was that blend 7 I just created. Okay, I'm going to do a quick render. I'll pull up my render view, and let's do a render. You'll notice that it picked up that color of that that blend. That basically, basically you can change some colors around by creating a duplicate network. So that's just something to be aware of. And there you go. So that's pretty much it. It's a great thing to create a quick chrome or shiny surface with, and if you play around with those concepts, remember it's the concept that we're after. You'll have a lot of fun and create some really cool stuff. So I hope you learned something, and thanks for watching this tutorial. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll get updates on all the new tutorials I post coming up now and in the future. Okay, so thanks for watching, and as always, read a book and learn something every day. All right, thanks for stopping in. Bye.